What was really behind the tension between Admiral Ozzel and Darth Vader in this scene from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back? Many of the officers of the Imperial Navy refused to accept the true meaning and the nature of the Emperor's new order. Consequently, many of these men, intoxicated with delusions of power and control, had in the end met with dire circumstances. The new order had more to do with true power than military standing, particularly where a Dark Lord was concerned. Darth Vader was the embodiment of the Emperor's will, and as such was second in power only to his master. But Vader had no official rank within the Empire's military, and those who did possess an official rank often felt resentment towards the Dark Lord. However, quite often before long, they would eventually feel his evil wrath as well. One such foolishly prideful Imperial officer was the late Admiral Ozzel. At first, most of the officers in the fleet saw Admiral Ozzel as Vader's equal in power and in command of the fleet, but others knew, including the first officer, Captain Piet. Stories of Vader's punishments were spreading fast, and others were desperately trying to avoid becoming one of the Dark Lord's victims. Many speculated that certain older ties between military command and Ozzel's bloodline were responsible for his appointment as commander of the Death Squadron fleet, which was to hunt down and destroy the elusive rebellion. Another theory seems more credible, however. This fleet was the personal instrument of Darth Vader, but he had to be given an official military commander in addition to the Dark Lord, in order to appease the high-ranking members of the General Staff. As part of the Ozzel family hailing from the planet Corridor, they were extremely well respected and wealthy. Kendall Ozzel's family had done service in the Republic Navy for centuries and were counted among the generationals. This was a term given to members of families that had long traditions of military service in the Republic Navy, and after the Russian formations, the planetary security forces of the Galactic Republic. Other families included the Holts, the Taigs and the Vermises. But why did Ozzel oppose Vader's authority? Regardless of the reasons behind his appointment, Ozzel was given the command. His official mission was to hunt down and destroy the Rebel Alliance using whatever means he deemed necessary. But despite the tremendous resources at his disposal, Ozzel preferred a more personal approach to the problem. He followed up on substantial leads personally. This often meant diverting the fleet on less productive missions. Lord Vader did not agree with these personal indulgences for long. However, he began to distract Ozzel's personal involvement and began to force him to rely on outside resources such as the intelligence network and the remote probe operation, which was a personal plan of Vader's. Ozzel felt undermined by the remote probe operation, and so when leads were presented to him, the Admiral would simply dismiss their findings. It was this operation that eventually did find the rebel stronghold on the Hoth system. Ozzel had repeatedly and publicly denounced the operation. Because of this and his own personal failure to find the rebel base, Vader now found a good enough excuse to dispose with the inept Admiral, at the same time to show the rest of the command personnel his true price of failure. When Ozzel had the fleet emerge from hyperspace too close to the Hoth system, Vader punished him for alerting the rebels to their presence. For more details on Imperial officers, check out this playlist. And as always, long live the Empire.